Welcome back, and I am now your host for the rest of this Mega Man block, and I am also super excited because Mega Man is one of my favorite games. Oh boy, I can't wait. We're gonna start it off with a game that I was running for a while, X3. Mega Man X3 Any Percent, run by geoplaysgaming, with his two commentators, which I will gladly let him introduce. And you guys are free to take it away. Good luck.
Yo, what's up everybody? Hopefully you're having a great day. I'm Geo. I'll be running X3 Any Percent. If y'all like to introduce yourselves, y'all can.
Yeah, hi, I'm Vashwag Pete.
I'm Fly.
Alrighty. Let me double check my controls so I don't end up like having to reset automatically. Alright, nice.
Yeah, that would be
That would be the cardinal.
Oh.
Alrighty, we're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck, Geo.
Oh, thank you.
Good luck, dude.
Alright, so this is Mega Man X3 Any Percent. We're gonna start off here right in the beginning with intro. In my opinion, it's the best intro theme song out of the X trilogy for SNES.
I
know
will
Vash
agree with
wouldn't
that
agree.
statement.
Oh, you're gonna agree with it?
Yeah, the best intro song easily. I don't know
Yeah.
about that song.
Yeah, it's definitely the best intros. So a little bit about this run. Any Percent is exactly what it sounds like. Beat the game by any percent completion. Geo is... I mean, ideally, optimally, you don't want to take anything but the boots. And you'll get Saber later on, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. Geo, I think, is going to opt to take a sub-tank. I think he's going to opt to take Rhino sub-tank, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, that's correct. Rhino's pretty much the only sub-tank you can get without having to go out of your way to get like every single upgrade, so...
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much like right in front of you as you're going through the stage, normally.
And for anyone who's played X3, you probably remember the absolute massive contact damage literally everything does.
Yeah, it's
Kind of a
any
reasonable
percent is
save.
right. Yeah, any percent is pretty dangerous, especially later on. You're also going to see Zero for the first time in the trilogy. Zero is playable, and we'll see him once here, and we'll see him slightly later on. But again, we'll talk about that when we see him.
You just
Gotta
love
save
to
X.
hear this song.
Yeah, this song's really good. There's very little RNG in this as opposed to X1 or X2, which has much more. X1 having a lot more, X2 having a bit more. But most of the Mavericks in this game don't have any RNG to them. This
Yeah,
boss
I mean,
is
isn't this...
yeah, there is some RNG on this boss, yeah, but this is, I mean, next to maybe, well, X1 doesn't really have an intro boss. You can count Vile, but this boss is pretty easy. You kind of just want to stand in place and avoid his, the ball and chains, and pretty much just do charge shots right at his face.
Yeah, one thing to note is this is the only boss in the game that actually Dash Lemons work on. Like, everything else just acts like normal lemons. They do work on enemies, but they don't work on bosses. This is the only boss that you'll see me using Dash Lemons, pretty much.
Yeah, for some reason, Dash Lemons do not work against Mavericks in this game. So, first Maverick we're going to be going into, you're going to see Geo going into, is Buffalo. And I'm also going to mention their Japanese names because in X3, I think they're hilarious. And Blizzard Buffalo is Frozen Buffaleo. So at this stage, you're going to see Geo get dash boots later on.
Nice.
Dash boots are very important for any percent. They allow you to do a horizontal dash in the air and also a vertical dash. And you're going to see that used a lot throughout the run.
Gap check. Oops.
Yeah, that's another thing about this game as opposed to X1 or X2 is the ladder. spaces, I guess you would call them, are much wider for most of the ladders in this game. And tight jump, nice, you got it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And if you're not familiar with gap jumps, they're really flashy small time savers you can do to keep from X having to actually climb the ladder.
Yeah, just a very optimal sort of time save. It's minimal, but in the best case scenario, you'd want to get them as often as possible.
And they look beautiful.
Vash, I think this is a good time to talk about Maverick AI in this game because it is insanely
questionable.
busted.
It's questionable. So we're gonna see a very well-programmed boss, and actually another mechanic that you'll see in X2 as well. Actually, X1 you'll see in all of them, kind of the CFO, which is Geo is using the travel distance of his lemons to charge a shot, and that is the CFO. And if you notice, Buffalo's kind of not going anywhere, and that's because this genius thinks that if X is in the air when he turns around, he's jumping over him, so he dashes towards the wall. However, just dies.
Yeah, Geo is very easily able to trick Buffalo into doing some things he shouldn't be doing.
A classic hoodwink.
Yeah. Yeah, so like Vash said, the CFO is just an optimal way to build a charge and get maximum DPS. Nice. So for the route, the second Maverick we're going to be going to is Toxic Seahorse, or as he's known better, Acid Seaforce. And this stage is pretty straightforward. X3 has a lot of verticality, much more so than X1. And what would you say about X2, Vash?
And more than X2, I think, as well, for sure.
So the funny mechanic of this stage is you'll notice the sludge, and Geo wants to, I guess sewer water, sewage.
Yeah.
Geo wants to stay out of that as much as possible because it will slow him down very slightly when he's walking in it or dashing in it. And we're gonna be coming up to the mid-boss soon, right? He'll be coming up in just a smidge. And the mid-boss, there's quite a bit of mid-bosses in this game, but this one is not a problem. He'll go down really quickly with ice. No iframes. Geo's just gonna jump and mash. Yep. Nice.
This is an incredible stage so far.
So, like all the rest of the Mavericks in this game, Seahorse's AI is also, well, his iframes are busted. And you'll see the iframe exploit again later on, but basically what you want to do for Seahorse is hit him with an ice at the very peak of his jump, and then you're going to see Geo mash him down with more ice. And basically the way that works is... almost got the gaps, nice.
Oops.
Basically the way that works is, for some odd reason, Seahorse is vulnerable for a very short window to be hit on every frame, or to take damage on every frame. So you're going to see Seahorse appear and disappear pretty quickly. Going for the 2 cycle?
Ah, almost.
Oh!
Ooh,
One
so
shot
close.
short. Nice fight though.
That was sick.
The 2 cycles are really tight. Most people opt for a 3 cycle like Geo did, and yeah, it's very, very negligible difference. And
Still
unlike
like a 6-second fight.
yeah, unlike X1, ending in the center of the screen isn't a problem. You can end the fights anywhere.
Time for it.
Now we have Bit, Bite, and Vile to talk about.
Got time for donations while this goes?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
Sure. We got We got a donation from Neptune Neon for $25, and we have an insane donation from Carjacker himself for $108. I guess that's what, 15 cents per death, I believe he said it was. And it just says, dying is bad, kids. We also have 2 new target goals for tomorrow, for the Mushroom Cup versus GP Showcase and the Skybolt Zack Final Boss Colorblind. Those are $50 and $100 targets, respectively. So get your donations in for those if you want to see those. Thanks, guys.
Nice. Yeah, Carjacker's run was really nice.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's always crazy to see Kai's.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically Bit, Bite, and Vile are now scattered throughout this game. Bit will show up anywhere in, he can show up, well, they have specific rooms that they'll show up in, but they could be anywhere in Mavericks 3, 4, or 5. And Bite will show up in 6, 7, and 8. So let's see. This is the room. No, okay. No Bit and Rhino. No, Bit and Rhino can be very scary because this stage is really tight as far as what damage you can take and what damage you can't take because of the mid boss.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, he'll be wanting to use his iframes to mash the mid boss, and he does a lot of damage.
Yeah, it's a mash check for sure.
Oh yeah.
We're about to see it right now. Nice, just stand right in the middle of them and mash away.
Shout
nice.
out to X1 intro.
Nice. You'll love to see it.
Yeah, nice fight.
I wanted to spawn at big health here so that I can feel safe for the rest of the stage.
Yeah, a little bit of safety never hurts.
Nothing.
Just a weapon refill. You'd be alright though. So, like all the rest of the Mavericks, Rhino is, Rhino. Yes, Rhino, yeah. Rhino is also pretty busted. So the deal here is, as long as you don't die in the second half of the stage, Rhino will do nothing but charge back and forth. Normally he's supposed to have an attack, a drill attack, and you'll see that later during refights, but for this fight, yeah, Geo's just gonna use his weakness, open with a gold shot, and then just weakness him down. And he just, that's all he does is charge back and forth.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the logic was. Like, if you die in the stage, we're gonna make the boss harder. I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm almost inclined to say it was an oversight or...
Yeah.
Nice, nice fight.
I've been dying on that fight a lot more recently. It got me kind of nervous. I'm glad I'm past it.
Yeah, that was a nice fight.
You're killing it, dude.
So thank you.
So next we have Geo's favorite Maverick. Neon Tiger, or better known as Shining Tiger. Oh, I also didn't mention that Rhino in Japan is Screwmicider, which is one of the best names in X3.
Well, I think the real name is actually Tunnel Kringo, so...
Oh yeah, we
Can
didn't
we see
say.
any Geo Plays Gaming subs in the chat?
Neon Tiger stage is pretty straightforward. Just holding right. The thing here is the mini boss, which you're gonna see right now, the worm mini boss. And there is a quick kill. Geo will be going for it. See if he can hit it. Nice, got it. It's a really tight window to get all 5. It's 5 shots, right, Geo?
Yeah, it's 5 shots.
Yeah.
That was
All 5 of those shots off before he goes into the ceiling. Otherwise, you gotta wait.
Those first 2 shots were really sketchy.
But we're also gonna see Drill for the first time, which is the weapon you get from defeating Rhino. And Drill will shrink enemies' hitboxes, basically down to nothing, right? I believe it's down to nothing, or very small, and it allows Geo to just pass right through them, no problem. It's used all over the place for the rest of the run.
Dang it.
Oh, and the worst, yeah, Geo's worst
Just...
nightmare.
As long as he doesn't do his fireball attack. He has a fireball attack that does a ton of damage, so if he gives me, I'm just gonna damage boost into it like I'm doing here.
Yeah, so...
Oh, failed to do it.
Yep.
So I took a bit of damage, so... Oh!
Your health still looks okay.
Oops.
So, the bit and bite fights, I guess now's a great place to talk about them. So if you kill bit and bite with their weaknesses, bite, for bit it's ice, and for bite it's drill. We'll talk about bite more. If you kill them with their weaknesses, it causes a big laggy explosion. So Geo wants to avoid doing that. He wants to kill them with Buster. There also is another change that happens if you kill both of them. You can kill one of them, but as long as you only kill one of them and not both of them, that will change the Doppler one boss fight, and it makes it much
Into a
harder.
nightmare.
Yeah. So, Tiger's not super broken. He does have an iframe exploit, which you'll see when he goes to the ground. Geo will do a gold shot, and then he's gonna mash a series of lemons to get a double hit on him. And that's pretty much it. Just avoid him as best as you can, and try to get optimal damage on him.
He's doing his gold charges. He's wasted a ton of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they sound horrible, honestly.
Yeah, you don't want to see the charged up attack from
Oh
Tiger.
my goodness.
Whoa, dude!
Oh wow.
He is not.
Yeah, he's not being
friend.
kind.
Wow. Okay. Those 5 charges.
Oh wow.
This is.
One of them was my fault because I didn't get a full charge in, but like could have like just stood there. But,
I don't think I've ever seen that many of the gold charge from Tiger.
I guess bringing up lack of RNG in an X game is always a mistake.
all right.
Yeah, Tiger's one of the few points of RNG. Catfish, again. But none of them, well, aside from like maybe, I guess Tiger would probably waste the most time. But they don't really waste a whole lot of time. Nice, this is my favorite stage, Catfish.
It's a pretty fun stage.
Yeah, this stage is really cool. It's got, again,
Nope.
the theme of X3 is a lot of verticality.
Uh-oh.
And there you see the drill again to shrink those hitboxes so he can pass through them. The left wall is really tight, so it's not uncommon to see, a bonk or two. There's Gino's using that vertical dash, already making
No
good
fear
use
of
of
the
it.
spikes.
Oh no, dude. I almost said, in my head I'm thinking 100%. I almost said we could see bite here, but this is any percent, so we won't be seeing bite here. So Geo might opt to use some ice here a little bit later on.
It's fine. There's a health
Nope.
here.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he's going. Oh, he's just gonna grab the backup. Okay, no problem. Ice has a pretty unique property to it where it will basically, and I say basically, it'll basically force a health drop. Not 100% of the time, but more than likely you'll get a health drop by killing an enemy with
Yeah, I
ice.
believe the only exceptions are crawling enemies and flying enemies.
So Catfish is one of the bigger RNG points for Mavericks. He's probably the least busted, besides Hornet, I would say. The only real manipulation Geo can do here is try and bait him to leap at him in the corner to maximize the amount of damage he can get on him before he goes center. So once Catfish goes center, the only way to damage him is by drills. And you want to minimize them as much as possible. It looks like this is going to be, was that 6 drill?
Yeah, that's a 6 drill. Worst pattern you can get, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think average is about 4 or 5 drills.
Yeah.
Best would be one, right? I don't think you can get a no drill, right?
You might be able to find a way, but I'm pretty sure the optimal pattern is 1 drill.
All right, we got time for a couple more donations.
Yeah, sure.
We got $17 from Croissant TP, who says, round it up from 108, smiley face. And he put it towards Spiral Reignited, Color War, Black. Thank you for your donation.
Nice, thanks for that. So, on to crawfish. I always get catfish and crawfish mixed up, but yes, this is catfish. Oh my god, see, I just did it. No, this is crawfish. Not catfish, this is crawfish. And we're gonna see Vile's little hideout coming up. Vile has like his own little section first. Oh, and we get Bite too. So we get Bite and Vile. Bite is pretty straightforward fight. It's just drills. He just goes back and forth. Nothing really to be worried about. And again, you're just gonna see Geo finish the fight with a Buster Shot so that he can avoid the laggy explosion animation.
Oh. Oops.
Had to take a menu there because he put out one extra drill, but that's, you know, it happens. And he'll be making his way to Vile's hideout. Wait, what is it actually called, Geo?
I think it's Vile's factory. I'm not actually for sure.
Oh, Vile's factory. Okay. And here we go. So this is almost like a stage in its own, you know, on its own. It's pretty long.
Oops.
It's the music is really good. I will say that. But it's a little bit of a tricky section. And the Vile fight could be a little scary. This is one of the big RNG points too in this run, is the falling scrap, I guess, scrap metal. But the Vile fight is pretty easy, but it can be scary because you have to finish Vile with his weakness, which is Ray Splasher. If you do not, you cannot get the Z-Saber. So it's a tight fight, but Geo should be able to do it no problem. He's just going to open with a series of gold charges here.
And you absolutely need the Z-Saber for the free fights and Ellie skip.
Yes. I mean, technically... Yeah, technically any percent is any percent, so you don't have to get it. But it's way slower if you do not get the Z-Saber. Nice. Textbook first phase. Oh, he's just going for it, not even taking it safe at all.
Nice.
What a gamer.
Nice.
Ooh.
With ammo to spare.
Yeah, I took 5 gold charges at the beginning just in case I accidentally missed one.
Oh, you did? Yeah, okay, I miscounted. Yeah, because it should be optimally 4, then the rest Ray Splasher.
Yeah, marathon safety. You don't want to run out of that.
Yeah, that would be bad. So now we have the escape sequence.
Yeah, Vile actually has another weakness in the form of a spinning blade, but we don't have that because, of course, like we're in Crawfish stage, and we can't get his weapon.
Did it too.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Triad Thunder is the coolest looking X weapon. Period.
Oh, Triad Thunder is by far the strongest weapon in
X.
X.
Looks sick with the. Oh,
That's a good
I
exit.
love to see it.
Yeah, it was a good escape.
28 is
Good
like
teleporter
a
time.
good escape. 29 is possible if you're really good.
Yeah, Triad Thunder is going to be used quite a bit because it is really overpowered. And for Crawfish, I almost called him Catfish again. For Crawfish, we're going to see another iframe exploit where he's vulnerable on every frame to take damage. Only this time it won't be with ice. It's going to be with Buster. He's going to set it up with Triad Thunder, but Buster is going to be used to mash him down. And optimally, it's done in a 2-cycle fight, or 2 phases.
Yeah, that's correct.
You should be able to get it no problem.
It's pretty tight to get the 2-cycle if you don't have like great mashing. Hopefully I can get it though.
Yeah, double mashing makes it easier. Definitely possible with single mash. Nice.
Didn't get a good weapon swap. Still a good fight.
Look at it go.
Yeah.
It just melts.
Yeah, his Catfish is Crawfish. Crawfish is one of the more impressive fights. One of the easier fights, but one of the more impressive fights to watch, even in 100%, because he just melts.
Wouldn't you say it's also one of the more impressive Japanese Maverick names as well?
Oh, Scissor Shrimper, it's the best one.
Shrimper, dude.
Next to maybe Gravity Beat Boot, but
Yeah, and here we are.
Gravity. I mean, when they got to Gravity Beetle, I guess they just weren't trying anymore.
I mean, it's more of an
Just-
onomatopoeia at that point.
Yeah, just come up with something that sounds like Beetle but isn't Beetle.
God.
Oh,
So now we're gonna see a lot of spinning blades from here on out. 'Cause spinning blades is another really powerful weapon.
yep, why? Remember what I was telling you earlier?
Wait. Do I? I don't know if I do.
Yeah, you'll know when you see it.
Oh no, you're not going to, are you? Vash,
I
watch
have
this.
no idea.
And the
That's
swag
flex.
ride armor chip grab.
You're not
That
even
is
able to
flex.
use that because you have to go to Hornet stage in order to unlock the first ride armor. I just did that because I felt like it.
And it looks cool.
We'll say, okay, we're gonna say it's to jump off that ledge is more optimal than just
Yeah,
going
it's
through the stage.
optimal.
We'll use that excuse.
Actually saved
This-
like 30 seconds.
This elevator climb can be a bit scary, but with spinning blades, it's just easy. Makes it a breeze. This is one of the longer stages too, Beetle. I think, right? It feels long. I don't know. Could be just me.
I'm not for sure
But
because it's a really fun stage, so it kind of flies by.
Yeah, this stage is one of the more. I mean, a lot of the stages in X3 are fun, but this one is one of my favorites. Nothing really to say about this fight. I'll just let it speak for itself, because we'll just say, Beat Boot is a bit of a potato. Nice, jumping along with him too. You love to see it. Oh, you didn't go for the swag dash under him?
Nah.
Hopscotch.
You mean like that? I haven't practiced yet.
Nice. Yeah, so Beetle, all he does is hop around.
Gets
He-
deep.
he's, I guess, just trying to intimidate X a little bit by hopping at him very slowly. But thankfully, X is he's been fighting Mavericks for a long time, so.
Got a couple more donuts to fit in here.
Mhm.
We have $30 from O Trials, who says, super excited for the Mega Man block, rooting for the boys, Geo and Fly. Here's hoping they bring the speed and remain both based and true. Thank you for those $30. Remember,
Trials.
guys, to put it towards incentives, there are 2 new incentive goals to meet, so go ahead and put it towards those.
Yo, thanks, Trials.
Oops.
The legend.
Nice, going for the kickouts. Nice.
Messed up the first one, it's fine.
You
Yeah, those
redeemed.
are they're tough though. They're very tight. Hornet is one of my favorite themes in all the X series. It's so good. So this is the Shuriken mini boss or mid boss, mini boss. He goes down pretty easy. He's weak to what's the name of that weapon? Acid burst.
I'm pretty sure. I call it
Yeah.
the bad weapon.
It's not used all that much, just twice, I think, right?
It's used a couple, like minor situations throughout the run. Like you'll see me like try and go for a little bit of a kill and drop a 1 with it, but that's really about it. It's pretty useless.
This outside section here is a bit of a pain. It's pretty laggy. Inputs tend to drop, which is kind of an overall theme with X3. Inputs just kind of drop sometimes. There are ways to mitigate it and situations where it happens more so than other situations, but it's one of the first things people would probably notice about learning this run. Coming up on the last Maverick, Hornet. And Hornet is... I don't think Hornet's busted at all. He's the most well-programmed of the Mavericks, for sure.
Yeah, it's a pretty difficult fight. His actual weakness is gravity well, but that's really slow, so we're just gonna use his secondary weakness, which is spinning blade. Oh, nope.
Yeah, it's a dangerous fight. If you get stung by that, by his stinger,
It's half your
it does a
health.
lot of damage, yeah.
A lot of damage.
Oh no. Oh no. This is bad. It's fine.
No, you're good. Nice.
Got him.
You know,
Last of the 8 Mavericks down.
yeah, usually
So I guess Hornet, you could say Hornet kind of is busted because really all he does is fly back and forth. And he'll attempt to sting you when he gets a little angry, but that's about it.
at least he's competent.
All right. I think that means we got some time for some dono because now we gotta watch some cutscenes, right?
Yeah.
All right, we have a colossal donation from Siberian Bull 9 for $100, who just says, just woke up and ready to fight for everlasting peace one punch at a time. And that is going towards the Skybolt Zac final boss colorblind, which means, guess what? That's already met. So the only one we have left is the Mushroom Cup versus GP Showcase. So go ahead and get those donations in for that. Thank you for your $100 donation, Siberian Bull.
Nice. Yeah, that's
the acid.
donation incentive will be.
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're good.
I was
Yeah,
talking about
donation
that acid.
incentive will be really cool to see.
Yeah.
That's
I
about it
think
for acid burst, I think, right?
Acid Burst is literally
yeah.
just a reskinned crystal shot from X2.
Well, okay, so acid burst has a little bit of a mechanic to it. You can control it. You can shoot it up or
you can
down.
angle it.
The angle's a bit. Oh, okay, wait. So Geo's gonna be going for the quick kill on this mid boss. It's tight, it's scary, and you need the D boost over him. See, nice, got it. Nice fight.
I'm actually
That saves time because. Oh, go ahead, Geo. Sorry.
I'm actually gonna go for some health here because this upcoming boss fight is pretty scary.
Yeah, God Car Machine. We'll talk about God Car Machine in a second.
I've
But
lost
that-
more health than I gained. Let's just hope I don't die. That's fine.
I mean, this is all as scary as it looks.
Yeah, the difficulty on any percent definitely ramps up when you get to Doppler stages
I love
because
this
you have
game.
very, very little, optimally no safety. That mid boss, by the way, the quick kill just puts him slightly closer to 0, so X has to walk less, so the cutscene can start. But this is God Car Machine. So if Geo had to kill both Bit and Bite, he would have gotten a different boss here, named Press Disposer, which is much harder. God Car Machine is no pushover. If he gets grabbed by one of those hands, it's instant death. Other than that, 2 sword beams and, well, maybe even one. It's still 2, right, Geo?
Yeah, it's 2 sword beams to kill him. In the fist.
Even at the health you're at now.
Yeah, it's two hits with the health I have like right now. Pretty much just takes out half your health.
Yeah, the hand is instant death though. It will do a big chunk of damage when it grabs you, and then it'll throw you really hard into the wall. But
Right.
that was a really nice fight, by the way. That's a really, really scary fight.
Yeah.
And everybody's favorite stage, Doppler 2. So this is where the run's going to pick up. See, 2 big things here. First is Geo's going to grab... Well, you get to see Zero again. Coming up for just a very short bit. And Geo will be grabbing the Z-Saber. And also, Elevator Skip is in this stage. Oh, here we go, water section.
Yeah, normally the water isn't here, but if you kill Vile, the entire place is filled with water, and the enemies are different. And this mosquito boss actually spawns as well, which is the primary reason why we actually go to Vile Factory.
Yeah, so, right, if he didn't kill Vile with Ray Splasher, he would not be able to get the Z-Saber from this mosquito boss.
Real quick, we have a $20 donation from Nicomenos who says, really good stream, go Geo, you're the GOAT of Mega Man.
Facts.
Definitely, Geo is a very, very good runner.
And,
Of more than
all
just
3 of
X3.
this-
Yeah, more than
Yeah.
just X3.
X1, top 35.
Alright, well, I'm going to let Geo concentrate for Elevator Skip, and we can talk about it a little bit during the Vault Kurgile fight.
Yeah, there's a spike section that I'm actually gonna skip. That'll save like around a minute. I'm gonna try and focus here though. Nice.
Nice, really nice. First try Elevator Skip.
Yeah.
Oh, that scared me.
What a boss,
So
dude.
the thing that makes that trick work is taking damage at strategic times so that you can use your iframes to kick off the spikes without dying, and what's called Saber Neons. So Neons we didn't really touch on because he doesn't have the Buster upgrade, so a few Saber Neons, there's not much in this run. But basically, when you fire a Neon, X gets put in a grounded state for 1 frame, that allows you to jump out of it. So you can essentially jump in midair. There's the release and press neons that you would do with the Buster shots are a bit tighter than the Saber neon, but doesn't make it any less impressive. That trick is one of the scariest tricks, probably the scariest trick in this run, and it's very difficult. Geo nailed it first try, no problem.
It's so smooth.
I think Geo, you're gonna do a lot of the explaining on the refights,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the refights aren't, like, there's not much to them. There is a few kills that I'm gonna explain, but, like, first off, I'm just gonna bait Hornet down here. Oh, oops. I did not mean to do that. And now I'm in trouble. Uh-oh. This is not good. Alright, that was not great, but not bad either.
I don't.
You want me to just touch on how the Saber works?
Sure.
So the Saber does 16 damage from the actual blade and 24 from the beam.
Yeah.
So you also saw Geo face the opposite direction from where the boss was and swing the Saber that way and hit him. It's slightly faster to do that because if you watch the Saber animation, it starts from behind him. See, you just saw it right there. And you can actually damage enemies, Mavericks, bosses with the back part, the very first frames of the Saber from behind X's head. So it's just a little bit of an optimization.
You're gonna see another iframe exploit here with Seahorse. Hopefully I can get it.
Yeah, Seahorse fight is fought just the same as it is in the stage.
That's not good. I completely ruined that fight. It's fine.
A good backup though.
Yeah, normally I would place the ice and then weapon cancel back to Buster and saber him, and I would be able to kill him in one shot. But unfortunately, I was unable to do that. Oh, nice.
Yeah, and missing like any little thing that goes wrong in these fights in any percent is very scary because it can just get out of hand real fast.
Go up. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, Saber just makes every boss Maverick, from here on out, just a breeze to fight. 2 swipes and they're gone. It's not quite the instant kill that Hato and Shoryu are. Well, asterisk on Shoryu.
Janky. There is
to
one
say the
constant with all the SNES X late games that is absolutely.
Uh-oh, that's not
attention
good.
here is.
Okay, that was close. So I did not want to hit Catfish with anything besides 2 sabers. Anything else, he would go to the middle and do his desperation attack, and that would waste a ton of time. Luckily, I got him with that last saber before he went into it, because if he did, it would be a massive time loss. Thankfully, I saved at the last second.
Yeah, you got what? Either have to wait it out or switch to drill, right?
Yeah, you just switch to drill and do it like the normal fight. It's pretty bad. So.
Mr. Beat Boot again.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Really like his head tilting back. Right.
Yeah, Beetle is actually a pretty cool design. Like, the look of him, I really like the look of him.
Yeah.
Nice, I'm getting really good luck with these drops. I've messed up a lot of the fights, so it's good that I'm getting all these drops.
Yeah, that, I guess, what is that, like a storage container in the center?
I guess so.
It doesn't always drop health. It could drop big or small weapon refill or big or small health. Okay, so here's Rhino. You're going to get to see what Rhino is actually programmed to do, which is dash, back and forth, and do attacks. Which you didn't get to see when he fought him in his stage because he didn't, he didn't take a death in the latter half of it.
Unfortunate refights. It's all good though. I'm gonna do another.
Yeah, you don't have to fight him long enough where it becomes a problem.
All right, hopefully we can get another iframe abuse tier on what's his name? Crawfish.
Catfish?
Is there shrimp?
Oh, that was close.
We're just gonna call him Shrimper.
He's shrimp.
Nice fight.
Once again,
And
like
he's
the
gone.
beginning fight, he's vulnerable for every frame that you can damage him, and so since I damaged him with the saber, he just died.
Yeah, he just melts. Now on to Dr. Doppler.
I'm gonna need some health here, I think, just in case, just for safety.
Yeah, Dr. Doppler is a pretty scary fight.
It's not difficult, but it is scary if you get hit. Because, if you game over, then you have to start all the refights over. Luckily, I have extra lives, so if I do somehow die on this fight, then I won't have to redo all of them.
And his little mechanic, right, is if he has the shield up, he'll regain the damage that you deal to him, correct?
Yes. There, I just baited him into doing his shield, and then waited for him to come out of it, do a saber.
Nice fight.
Yeah, it's a good thing I grabbed that health, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I would have died without it.
All right, another cutscene, another time for a quick dono.
Yes, there
Go
it
for
is.
it.
All right, we got Baron for $5. She says, "Great run thus far. GOP, take down that tiger. I better see a PB today. Best of luck. I love you." We also have $5 from M Dice, no comment. We have $20 from Iraq Vet, who says for $20, who says, "Donating this for the mega amazing Mega Man block. Good luck to all runners, and put that towards the Mushroom Cup and the Spyro Black color."
Alright, we're heading up on the final fight here. It's gonna be kind of scary because it's two-shot, which is kind of why I had the sub-tank in the first place. So I'm gonna kind of concentrate here.
Yeah, Captain America and Kaiser
Nice.
both do a whole lot of damage. And thankfully, there's really no RNG to Captain America. He'll always open. I'm pretty sure he always opens with the fire attack, right, Gio?
Yeah, he always does the same pattern. That would
Yeah.
be kinda
Kaiser has some RNG with the mines. You want to see, you want to get a little bit lucky on the direction of the mines. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, no matter what, though.
Uh-oh, that's not good. That was close!
Nice. Yeah, a bit of a scary fight.
Alrighty, time's coming up when I lose control of X on the top
He's
of
gotta
the lava
climb. Yeah, he's got to climb
not over.
first. Yeah.
It's not over yet.
Unlike X1 and X2, when you beat the final boss, the game ends. This one, they make you climb out of. I don't even know what would you call this, Vash? It's like a man-made volcano.
The nightmare chamber.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, GG's have been said here.
No.
Oh my goodness. Oh goodness. Well, there's a death on the lava climb if you'd like it.
Yeah, that is a thing. It's
Yeah.
not. That is not the first time that has happened, and we're talking on PB paces. That is the nature of running a Mega Man game.
Yeah, it's all good.
You
I
can
can
just
try and show
die.
up. Yeah, you can just die right at the end. It's fine. I can try and show off what the fight was supposed to be like. If I can actually be competent of this fight again.
Yeah, and
There we go.
everybody jokes, or a lot of people joke about the lava climb, but in any percent, it's scary. One wrong move, one accidental air dash instead of a wall kick, and you're going right in that lava, and you're not coming out. That's okay. This fight's so good, Gio just wanted to do it twice.
Yeah, I need practice.
The flex. Marathon practice in the marathon.
Yeah, that's how the fight is supposed to be. I would damage boost into him and then do a saber neon to kill him.
That's
Yeah, he gave you
You
the,
just want to make sure everyone saw.
yeah,
Do I even practice this?
You guys get that?
he gave you the good mind pattern that time too.
Alright guys, we're gonna try and see if I can actually not die to the lava climb here. It might help.
All right, time's coming up when Geo loses control of X at the, the top of the climb. Take 2.
Yeah, just pretend that didn't
Yeah, if
happen.
it loses control by dying, then it's not time.
All right, about to be
Time. Oh, I got stuck. Time.
nice.
Alright, what was that?
Wow.
What was the official time?
I'm guessing like a 43 or something, right?
Waiting to see. It looks like about 44:04 or 44:05.
Alright, that's not bad, not bad.
44.05
With-
your final time there.
GG, Geo.
GG.
GG, dude, that was
Great
awesome.
run, man.
Big,
It's a tough game.
Big rip on the climb, but hey,
Yeah, it's all
the
good.
rest of the run,
It's like-
the rest of the one was impressive. So
Yeah, dude.
It's good to die to the lava climb every once in a while.
you guys get any final shout outs or anything?
Hate to see it.
Just
No,
shout
you-
out to Geo. I mean,
Geo, yeah.
X1 through 3, he runs them well. Like,
Yeah, pretty much everything X1 through 3, any percent, 100%, 24 mavs, trifecta, Geo does it all.
We're ahead by like 20 minutes. You got time to run another one?
If I can find a credit
X1
warp, I
hundo,
might.
dude.
Squeeze in a quick 100 run, hundo run.
Yeah.
X1 hundo, dude. It's really fun.
Easy. It's like 30 minutes. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to Tunnel
Thank you,
Kringo, Scissor Stripper.
Thank you all for joining us. I love that game. It was fun to run. Maybe I'll go back in my old age, but we'll see.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right.
Thank you to my commentators. And
Thank you,
I will see
Gio.
y'all later.
Absolutely. We'll see you in a little bit as well, Fly.
Yeah,
But up
soon.
next, we're going to have Mega Man 10 base percentage with Pro Infernape. We'll catch you all in a little bit after this short break. Thanks, guys.
Alright.